Welcome to all to KSN Structure Engineering classes. This class or session is to explain details of the notes for the entire course. Right now, I am telling details for these three subjects. Remaining subject, I will tell later when I decide to upload that one. That is when I decide to continue to completely cover structure engineering. Right now, these three subjects, engineering mechanics EM, strength of materials SOM, and structural analysis SA. Now, how the notes will be given, that is very important. I will tell notes will not be given in the beginning because whatever I cover in the class will be in the notes. See, remember, you can make a note one by one point. Whatever I cover in the class will be in the notes. Second point, there will be extra questions for practice, sometimes with partial solution, sometimes with the brief solution, and sometimes just a problem with answer for further practice. Reason, some will tell partial solution. No, once you understand the class question thoroughly, both in the class and also corresponding notes, further questions will be same type, but little change will be there. Any changes I will write there. But repeated things I will not mention. That you have to work out. See, you require some dedication. This is the second point regarding notes. Next, why notes? Third point, why notes given not in the beginning? See, I never took the class up to today prepared problem. I always come to the class with only pen. If it is an offline class, not even calculator also. Online class, sometimes I bring calculator because people won't respond fast. Therefore, I always set the question here. I know how to set the question and what way to set the question, what are the varieties, that all I know. As I told, it will be complete coverage. Everything will be covered in the subject. Nothing will be left out. This is the third point. Therefore, once I finish the class, then same day I will upload it to the notes. And then notes cannot be sent every day or every class. Part by part. See, engineering mechanics, for example, basic concept, some basic concepts will be there, forces, moments, then resultant forces. Once a good part is covered, I will call it as part 1 and then send the notes. Then, as soon as I cover next part in the class, consisting of maybe 7-8 classes, second part of the notes will be sent. That way it will continue. Because I do not want to solve the question in the notes already, give it to you, then take the class for that one. No. In the class, what I tell should be new to you. So, but remember, what I cover in the class, not only that much, much more will be there. That you can see later. This is point number 3. Then one more point I want to tell. Yes, one more point. These notes will be given, as I told, part by part for the complete subject. But engineering mechanics, remember, kinematics, those things will not be covered. Because for structural engineering, what all required? Actually, if I cover the force system, equilibrium, support reaction, and then center of gravity, moment of inertia, and friction all, it covers more than 80% of academic requirement. For practical requirement, none of them required. So there's a limitation for me also. But number of pages, I can't tell now. I have to properly plan. Roughly I planned all these days. How many notes, how many pages will be there. So I approximately decided. I know how much space or not space, how much required to be covered for each and every part. Now, this will be a very hard work. Means I require so much of effort in addition to my other activities I have to give full effort for preparing the notes. Therefore, see, classes are free. Anybody can watch. There is no problem. See, it's a public. It is published as when I upload the class. I always upload public. There is no unlisted or private like that. So anybody can see it. Suppose you feel only class is sufficient, left to you. You don't have to go for notes. But importance of notes is that when you combine the class with the notes, then only proper grip will come. Sometimes some basic concept will be there, theory part. In the class I will tell, but you will not be able to write it comfortably in the correct technical way. So there all you can see in the notes. Derivations all, I will do in the class, but systematic way writing also is important. For that, you can use the notes. So for the notes, that much effort I have to put. By the time I finish notes for these three, I don't want to tell correctly now how many pages will be there. By the time I finish it, a lot of effort would have been put by me. So I decided, see, even if the course is free course, this notes is additional I am giving by putting extra effort. For that, I will be charging nominal for the notes. What are the charges for the notes? And how to get the notes, I will explain in the end of the class, not now, and also in description, because first let us go to subject. Those things in the end of the class. Okay, now, what I will do now is, you should know how notes is given. Sometimes people get doubt. Is he writing correctly, systematically? Is it useful like that? For that purpose, I will give a sample notes. In this class, in the description, you can see a link. I will write, click the link to get the sample notes for today's class. See, one question I wrote here. Someone will tell, already prepared. Yes, already prepared, because this is a demo class. So a question given here. For this question, I will solve completely in the class now. How I explain this question today, same way, entire course will be conducted, and also future courses. I am even changing the speed also nowadays, not talking fast. So that way I will prepare it. So I will first do one thing. I will take an example here, systematically solve in the class now. Of course, some minimum, see, directly I cannot come to a problem. That means what I am giving today is a part of the notes. How I explain this solution in the class, that I will transfer, I already transferred to the notes. That you can see, you don't have to pay for anything for it. It is free, because I made it offline. Click the link, you get the notes. Total 10 pages are there. I wrote there, this is only a sample. Further details you can see there, and also at the end of the class I will give. Now I will come to this demo question. See, people call it demo question. Remember, purpose of this question is to give an idea to you what way notes will be given for the class conducted. That is the purpose. Okay, I will rub all this one now and start solution with once again fresh now. Okay, now we will start. Question. For the given force system, find the resultant force completely. I will tell what is completely. Using law of parallelogram of forces. Some will be laughing, such a simple one. Wait, you see the concept there. See, a point O is given here, through which one force of 10 Newton passes here, one force of 100 Newton, angle 70 degrees. For this one, we require resultant force completely. See, 1 minute now, just for telling you, I don't want to use that way. See, you can see the notes here for this question. I wrote 10 pages total. But I won't solve the question by seeing the notes. I never do that way. I have noted down the value somewhere there. See, this I will do every time, because I have to calculate. To save the time, some calculation, as soon as I come in the course, as soon as I start the question, I will write the question here, pause the class recording, take my calculator, and write the values. I don't have to prove to anybody that I don't require written statement, written solution. I never use it. Even when I give a question, I take calculator and briefly write here so that you can save the time of calculation. Okay, start now. First understand completely means what. See, in some order I will explain, but remember in that notes it is written in systematic order. I may not be able to tell exact same order. You will be knowing by this time in the main course, by the time you reach here, all things would have been covered. Completely means magnitude of resultant, direction, and also line of action. These are the three. So I won't write here because, see, sometimes I won't write so much theory here. Whenever I give notes for the class question, theory I will explain. I won't write because written statement is there in the notes. Those who are not taking notes, you have to listen to the class and prepare the notes, if possible. So completely you have to get it. Magnitude, direction, and line of action. There is one more concept called point of application. Engineering mechanics, it will not come. It will come in strength of materials and structural analysis. That we will discuss later. So the term completely means you have to get magnitude, direction, and I'll use short form, line of action for the resultant. Using law of parallelogram of forces. Now, one observation here. See, two forces are given, 70-degree angle. There is no xx and yy. See, usually later on you see questions like this, xx, yy. This way questions will be there. Reference axis will be there. There is nothing here because it does not matter. In law of parallelogram of forces, we never bother this 10 Newton, is it here or here? See, it can be this way, you can rotate, no problem. Or, see, it can be even this way also, 10 Newton. And then 100 Newton here, 70 degrees. Or, you can even make 10 Newton this way also. Then 100 will come here, 70 degrees. You can rotate. It is only magnitude you will get. Direction we will get with respect to one of the forces. Means, for example here, if 10 Newton force is there, one more force, 100 Newton is there. Imagine the resultant is, see here, I am using some color. In the notes also color will be there, but in the sample notes, color is not there because it is only a sample. In the main notes, I will use multiple colors. These are resultant magnitude. See, you require direction means you tell what is this angle or this angle. Of course, once you get this angle, you can get this angle because total is 70. Here. This you require. Now, or to understand, suppose I turn also same thing. Or imagine you are going in a vehicle. You are in a seat. Your position with respect to driver and somebody else will remain same irrespective of the bus will go this way or take a turn, it is going down, going up, or it will rotate, go round somewhere. But it should not meet with an accident, remember. As long as the bus is going smoothly, any direction, the bus can go this way, it can take a turn. But your relative position with respect to two permanent objects will remain same. So, even if you turn here, result will be same. So therefore, it is not required. What is this angle? Xx, yy will never come here. This is, I told you, does not matter. I written in the notes and I told in the notes that it is explained in the class. I am explaining now. Now, how to find the resultant? Okay, 1 minute. Again, same problem. 1 minute. That rub, I don't know where I kept it. Usual problem. Sometime I place somewhere, then difficult to find it once again. Okay. Usual problem. Now see, we are going to find resultant, completely using law of parallelogram of forces. I am dictating here, but in the notes I will write correctly, law of parallelogram of forces. For that one, there are some requirements. Requirement number 1, only two forces. Tell, yes, satisfied. Second one, they should be concurrent. Yes, they are passing through a point. That also satisfied. Right here. Yes, satisfied. 3, both forces should either act away from the point, or towards the point. Anyone will do. That is, if this is going this way, see, both are going away. Yes, done. Yes, therefore, our question point of view, see, going away, yes, done. Or, if this force is this way, no problem. Other force should be like this. This way is the requirement. No. Suppose one force is going away, same here only. Other force is coming towards the point. This way, O. Suppose I take this as, 1 meter, check the notes, what symbol I have taken. Because to explain, I think P1, P2. One of them I have taken P1, other is P2. I took this as P1 and P2. In that case, you cannot apply law of parallelogram of forces directly. Instead, you can apply, but instead some modification is required. What all the modification, I will explain briefly now, but it will be covered systematically in the course. Here very briefly I will explain what are the modifications. I will clean the board first and then continue. Now make a note. It's actually in the notes also is there. If this way given, see here, write a note here. If this way given, then you should write one force is going away, other is coming towards the joint. No, towards the point. You cannot apply. No, cannot be applied directly. Here also, this force P1 is towards the joint. P2, not joint, P2 is away from the point. Here also, directly you can't apply. Some modification required. That is, what you do here is, see, you maintain P1 as it is. I'll tell you what to do. So that we can apply, you write here, so that we can apply law of parallelogram of forces. Maintain P1 as it is. This P2, see, actually P2 is here. You continue it here in the same line of action, P2. Now take the angle, yes, this way. Or you can do one thing. If you want to maintain P2 as it is, this is a point 2. If you want to maintain P2 as it is, okay, no problem. Your P1 is how? P1 is this way. It is going away. No. Make this way. Now applicable. Or here. You can maintain how? Here also. How to maintain, how to make it applicable? Maintain P1 as it is. see, P1 is towards the joint. P2 is given like this. So this way given. This way make P2. Yes. Now applicable or maintain P2 as it is. So this is a point O. P2 as it is. P1 is given this way towards the joint. See, it is given here. So P1 here. Yes. Now you can apply. Suppose this modification is not done, what will happen? I will explain in the main course. Not here. In the main course, I will explain it. What error will come, what mistake or how, why it will be wrong solution, what is the mistake, I will explain there with the warning, further warning that be careful in future. Okay. Now further. Minute I will clean. This is a problem of whiteboard marker. Now, back to the question. Consider consider given question. Consider given example or given question. Okay, question will do. Given question. Condition number 1 satisfied. Only 2 forces are required, or not required. There should be only 2 forces satisfied. Condition 2, they should be concurrent, again satisfied. And both should either act away or towards satisfied. Therefore, we can find the resultant completely by law of parallelogram forces. As I told you, resultant completely means magnitude, direction, and line of action. Now, line of action is not required because reason. This is only for concurrent force system, not for coplanar. See, if a coplanar force system given, no, you require magnitude, direction, and also line of action. But only for concurrent force system, not required because the 2 forces are passing through a point O, common point. Resultant will also pass through the same point. Therefore, once you get the magnitude and direction through this point, you can mark the resultant. So, for concurrent force system, line of action is not required. It is already, because reason, you already know a point which lies in line of action of resultant. That is a point O. So you require only magnitude and direction. Okay, now further. Now we will apply law of parallelogram forces. Nisha, I am just seeing what is the order I wrote in the notes. Okay, now over. So now I will come to application, law of parallelogram forces. Parallelogram of forces. So, I will give the statement here. I will give the statement here. In the notes also not written because it comes in the main course. In the main course, we will consider all the basic concept. Here, application you are doing. See, consider 2 forces. I will write here. Consider 2 forces. Say P1 and P2 passing through any point, passing through a point, say O, same as this point. I will put the same way. See, one force P1 here, little bigger I will put here, one force P1, one more force P2, passing to a point O. Let theta be angle between them. See, this way. This angle is theta. Next, I should write here. Okay. Let theta be angle between them, as shown. Now, further, I will use red color now. Let capital R be magnitude of the resultant. magnitude of resultant force. Okay, 1 minute now. I will show it here now. See, point O, your P1 is here. Light line I will mark P1. Your P2 is here. Light line P2. This is the resultant. I know that this question, resultant is more this side. Okay, resultant R. And let alpha be, alpha means I'll do one thing, alpha 1 be angle made by resultant R with force P1, or alpha 2 be angle made by resultant with force P2, as shown. See, now see correctly, angle made by resultant with the force P1 means start from P1. Very, very important. In the course I will explain furthermore. Alpha 1, see direction this way, and this is alpha 2. Don't see clockwise, anti-clockwise now. When you want to angle with the force P1, with reference to P1, start from P1, go to R. When you want angle with the P2, start from P2, go to R. Then magnitude of resultant, actually then by right here, law of parallelogram of forces, you can write here, magnitude of resultant, that is R, equal to square root of P1 square plus P2 square plus 2P1 P2 into cos theta. This all we will get in the class in the main course. This is magnitude of resultant. And alpha, see, alpha 1, remember, that is angle made by resultant R with the force P1, equal to tan inverse of P2 sin theta divided by P1 plus P2 cos theta, or alpha 2, that is angle made by resultant R with P2, equal to tan inverse of, with P2 you want P1 sin theta divided by P2 plus P1 into cos theta. This is a formula for R. Actually, make a note. Once you get alpha 1, you don't have to find alpha 2. Why? Because total angle is theta. Once you know alpha 1, you can find alpha 2 by alpha 1 plus alpha 2 is theta. So from theta, subtract alpha 1. But for understanding I am writing. That means if you want resultant direction with the P1, get alpha 1. If somebody wants with P2, get alpha 2. Now, this is standard formula. See, like a square plus b square plus 2ab into sin theta. This is derived, easy to remember. People will have difficulty. Sir, how to remember this one? I will tell you how to remember that one. Okay. I will tell now only how you can remember the expression for angle. I will remove all this one now. See. I will tell here now. See. How to remember expression for alpha 1 or alpha 2. Remember. So, how to remember? By words. See, remembering by words very powerful. See, remember. Angle made by resultant force force I am not writing, resultant with any one of the forces, any one, no problem, any one of the forces equal to tan inverse of, remember the formula is tan inverse of numerator is other force, other force into sin theta. Theta is theta only, sin theta, divided by that force means with which you are measuring angle plus once again other force into cos theta. So remember, therefore if I use this one, now see once again, now see here, now see here, therefore if I write alpha 1, it is what? Tan inverse of, see, I want alpha 1, angle made by resultant with the force P1. So start, other force P2 into sin theta, divided by that force, your finger should be here, P1 plus other force P2 into cos theta. Or if you want alpha 2, that is angle made by resultant with the force P2. See, P2 is the force you are referring. Other force, tan inverse of P1 into sin theta divided by that force P2 plus other force into cos theta. This is briefly explained here. In course, very, very thoroughly it will be explained. Right now sufficient. That's how you decide. Okay, now we will go for application for the present question. First, I will make the arrangement. Whiteboard means this difficulty is always there. Now, back to the question. See, given force system, 10 and 100, this is how much? This is 70 degrees. Okay, now one more note, I written the notes. You can take any one as P1, other as P2, no restriction. But accordingly, see, irrespective of which one you consider P1 and P2, resultant will come same. But when you get the direction, you should be careful. You should know correctly which is P1, which is P2. Okay, now, I will take one statement I forgot here. I will dictate here. Let 10 Newton force be called as P1 and 100 Newton force be called as P2. 70 degree is the angle between them, that is theta. So, this is a given force system. I wrote everything. This is a resultant. One more thing you are right. Let alpha 1 be the angle made by resultant with the force P1, that is 10 Newton force, and or alpha 2 be the angle made by resultant with the P2, that is 100 Newton force. See, alpha 1 like this, alpha 2 like this, because alpha 1 referring to P1, alpha 2 referring to P2. Okay, now resultant force with the magnitude and direction, alpha 1 or alpha 2, any one of them is sufficient. Start. First magnitude, P1 square, P2 square, 2P1, P2 cos theta. I already substituted to save the time. 10 square plus 100 square plus 2 into 10 into 100 into cos 70. I noted the answer. It is 103.846 Newton. I calculated already because to save the time. Where is here? This is 103.846 Newton. This is to save the time. Newton. Oh, then. Oh, sorry, I should write here because after the calculation I should write. Okay, correct. Equal to, correct. I stopped there. 103.846 Newton. Okay. After substitution, okay. Equal, okay, no problem. Don't worry about those things. Now direction. I told let alpha 1 be the angle made by resultant with P1. So alpha 1 equal to, see, you are referring the angle made by, you are considering the angle made by resultant with the force P1. Finger should be at P1 now. So formula is tan inverse of other force. I wrote the formula here. Other force 100 into sine 70 divided by this force 10 plus once again other force 100 into cos 70. In the course, I will explain very, very slowly also. This angle will come 64.808 degrees. 64.808 degrees. Remember, very important, plus. Some people will tell, why you want plus? For them, I will give fitting reply. If you don't write the sign, you will have trouble later. Now, make a note, plus 64. Therefore, alpha 1 is, now write without sign. See, now I want alpha 1 without sign. Without sign will be angle made by the resultant with the 10 Newton force, that is alpha 1 is with P1, that is alpha 1 equal to 64.808 degrees. How? Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise from P1 to R. See, okay, so not there. Here, I won't write there. I will write here. Force. The force is, I will write here, is 64.808 degrees anti-clockwise from P1 to R. Now, therefore, little later, I will get alpha 2 also. 1 minute. Space is not there. Actually, make a note here. Make a note here. This much is sufficient because now you can go to final result. See, 10 Newton, this angle, no idea how, what is the, see, you take only this way. Never bother about orientation of with any reference axis. 10 and 100. This is a given force system. Given force system for which resultant force with magnitude R and direction will be R equal to 103.846 Newton. 846 Newton, and angle made with the 10 Newton force is from 10 Newton force anti-clockwise of 64.808 degrees. Let me check the camera so that it is not out of the camera. 1 minute. Okay, no problem. It is there. Over. Now, you can do one thing. This is 70 degrees. See, 70 degrees. This is 64.808. So this angle has to come, how much? From 70, subtract that one, it will come, I noted the answer, 5.192 degrees. You can put directly this answer. But still, I will show the calculation. Just to get confidence, see, or, I will put here, or, I will remove this alpha 1 and make it, see, this all I will remove now. I will change it now. Or, see what I am doing. Alpha 2, tan inverse of angle made with, which one? P2 force, tan inverse of other force, P1 sin theta by P2 plus P1 cos theta. Or, if you write, see, if you want this angle, other force, 10 into sin 70 divided by that force, 100 plus 10 into cos 70. I am not going to calculate. I will get plus 5.192 degrees. Therefore, alpha 2 without sign is how much? 5.192 degrees. Angle made by resultant force R with 100 Newton force, that is we called P2, in not anti-clockwise, see, in clockwise direction. From P2 to R, clockwise direction is how much? Is Where is the answer? 5.192 degrees. And not bother to check. If you want, I will check the answer now. See, I got that much confidence. Correct. If it is not coming, I will stop the class right today only. Of course, if any calculation mistake is there, it won't come same. Then you comment it. Okay, over. Therefore, over. Now, everything is over. Just 1 minute. I told purpose of this example is to show you how notes are prepared. I will read one statement in the notes now. Some important statement in the notes. See, I never read this way. See, alpha 2 over. This also 10, page number 10 I written that one. Some note. I don't know where is it. Actually, alpha 2. 8, 9, page number 9 it is there. Yes, page number 9. Okay. See, now I am reading because it should match with the notes. Only that purpose. Now, very important note. Not only for this course, not only for this question, for the entire structural engineering, engineering mechanics, strength of materials, or structural analysis, or any subject, I got, now I am not seeing it, I know what I am telling. Okay, I got positive sign for, earlier, little earlier. See, I forgot now. See, if I want, I will write once again. Little earlier, I got alpha 1 plus how much I got? Not how much I got, it should be 60, where is the angle? 64.808 degrees. 808 degrees. Then I wrote, I got positive sign. Then I told angle is anti-clockwise. See, with the force 10 Newton, anti-clockwise. In the notes, clearly given. And I got alpha 2 also plus. But then I told it is clockwise. Clockwise. Now I see what is in the notes for understanding, for your benefit. For alpha 1, I considered anti-clockwise. I got positive. So I marked anti-clockwise. For alpha 2, I got positive, but I marked clockwise. Sometimes doubt will come. Hey, last time he took plus means anti-clockwise. Now plus is taking clockwise. Oh, he can take whatever he wants. No, you cannot take whatever you want. A correct mathematical concept is there. See, here I considered. So many will get doubt. Once you took anti-clockwise, once you took clockwise. I told it is for entire structural engineering. New concept, it will be uploaded in the special classes. Nothing to worry. So many will get the doubt. Nothing to worry. A very thorough explanation for this will be given in the class, in the course later. Anyway, briefly I will tell. In the sheet notes I wrote, briefly told in the class. Positive sign indicates not clockwise, anti-clockwise. Remember, positive sign indicates assumed direction is correct. See, we took alpha 1 anti-clockwise from P1. Answer came plus, correct. Assumed is correct. Therefore, anti-clockwise. We took alpha 2 from P2 clockwise. Again, you got plus. Means what? Assumed direction is correct. Briefly, I told here. But later, in that mathematical part, I will tell in detail, covering so many concepts required for structural engineering. Okay, now this part is completely over. Now what I will do is, I will little extend the class. We solved it by using law of parallelogram forces. Just to get confidence, see, about this orientation all. I will give an alternate solution, but remember, that will be brief in the class because it will come later systematically. Right now, briefly. So in the notes, I have not written it because something briefly in the notes I don't write. So in the class, I will consider little more and give you more confidence now. Just a minute. Now I will go for alternate solution. Just a minute. Alternate solution using resolution and composition. First, make a note. This is only to get confidence. This is not the time, because when you are considering law of parallel forces, resolution, composition, all will come later. But why I am doing it? Just to show you that this angle does not matter. Only that relative position is important here. Here we found resultant, magnitude and direction with respect to any one of the forces. Like I told, when you travel in a bus, your relative position with respect to two permanent objects within the bus will remain same, irrespective of whether bus is going this way or take a U-turn or go other way, no effect. So, and very important, right now only brief solution, because later in course systematic solution will come. Not this way, very systematic. Maybe for completely covering these two, I may require 2-3 classes. So right now, what I tell, just observe it. And also note, this is not in the notes, because in the notes, I do not want any rough writing. So this is outside. So up to now, what I told, it is in the notes. But now, further part, what I am explaining now, is only to get confidence or consider this principle briefly. Okay, now, class. Class means I will dictate something now. When you go for resolution and composition, you require reference axis this way. Usually x, x, y, y. See in the question, there is no x, x, y, y. See, when they give question this way, it can be anywhere. See, but you cannot fold it. It will remain same. See, this way. So what I will do is, I will consider xx here and yy here. See, this is not vertical. See, yy here, xx here, this way. Now, again class. Now I am going to sketch this system here. At that time, you require the angle made by any one of the force with either xx or yy. No, it is not there. Actually, it does not matter. So, suppose I take xx here, this angle, you take any random angle. But you should not disturb 70 degrees. So, any random angle, I wrote here, see, with the xx, any random value, say 36.5. Why 36.5? Just a fraction value. I can take 30 degrees. No. And see here, somewhat, it looks like somebody will tell, oh, little more than 30. Okay. I will take 36.5, no question. If you want to practice, take any value here. But once you take that value, this is fixed, remember. Okay, I will take 36.5. Between the two forces, 70 degrees. Therefore, I want this angle. How much? Right here, total 180 minus 36.5 minus 70 will give 73.5 degrees. So once you decide this angle, this also is fixed, remember. Okay, over. Now, very briefly I will start. Continue. Start. First, from here, you have to come here. Remember, this is later, not right now. This is later. After this one, come here. First, consider 10 Newton force. See, passing to the point O. To the point O, 10 Newton. With the x-axis, it is making 36.5 degrees. I will tell in the course later. When you want to resolve the force, you mark the angle either with xx or yy. Anything will do. With which you measure the angle will be cos, other will be sine. Sometime what happens is, some forces you may consider angle with x. Some forces you may consider angle with y. Then you should be careful. Some places x will be cos, some places x will be sine. So to avoid the confusion, I will tell in the class, do one thing, stick to a rule. Whatever we are given, we will always consider angle with the xx. So we will always consider angle with the xx. See, but also one more important, nearest xx, not this angle. Your angle should be less than 90. The reason all I will tell later in the course. I told brief solution. So So xx 36.5. Once you consider the angle with xx, x component will be cos, y component will be sine. Therefore, see, if the force goes this way, one component like this, one component like this component 10 cos 36.5, this component 10 sine 36.5. I got the answer. I solved fully question. Now, next, consider 100 Newton force. So here, your x-axis is here. Don't write this angle. You write, I told, consider the angle made with the nearest x-axis. So, this angle, it is 73.5. You should not take this angle. You can take, but then you should be careful. I will tell in the course later. Suppose you consider this angle, where there will mistake will come, or what is the reason for the mistake. So right now, follow what I tell. Mark the angle with nearest x-axis. So this one, 73.5. Now see, if resolve, one component this way, one component this way. This component, 100 cos 73.5. I calculated. This one, 100 sin 73.5. I got both the component. Now, remember, the given force system is gone. Now, these are the components. Okay, next step. Now go for summation. See, I written here. I am telling briefly, not writing everything. Algebraic sum of components in x direction. Sigma fx. So you should take either this way positive or this way positive, your choice. I will take right side positive, equal to, see here, plus 8.039, then minus 28.402, because I am taking right side positive. Answer came negative, minus 20.363 Newton. Now I want the answer without sign. Therefore, sigma fx equal to, you took right side positive, negative came, so 20.363 Newton left side. Sigma fy, 5.948 positive plus 95.882, that also positive. When you add those two, you get plus 101.83 Newton, plus came, we took upward, therefore it is this way of 101.8. Remember, when you took upward positive, if you get positive, there is two reasons are there. In sometimes it means assumed direction correct. Sometimes it means something else. That all doubts I will clear in the course. Okay, now these are over. Now remember, complete force system vanishes. In that place, you get only these two forces. See, what to do now? I will continue now. This all I will remove. None of them required. Now, consider joint O, consider point O, consider O with sigma fx and sigma fy in the actual direction. See, this is O. Sigma fx we got negative left side. So, it is left side. I will put somewhere here. See, this is O. Left side. Sigma fx equal to 20.363 Newton. 363 Newton. And sigma fy we got positive. Sigma fy is 101.83 Newton. Okay, now do one thing. Little more statement. Let R be resultant magnitude. Let R be magnitude of resultant force. Resultant force, and let alpha x be angle, no alpha made by resultant R with the xx. Xx as shown. as shown. See here. Equal to, see, point O is here. This is your sigma fx. This is your sigma fy. Sigma fx here. Answer not required, it's already there. Sigma fy is here. Point O. See, one is going this way, one this way. Resultant will come this way. Or with xx, see, I will take this side. I will tell in the class once again later. Do not take this angle. Take with the nearest horizontal. This is your alpha x. Alpha x. Then we got expression r equal to root of sigma fx square plus sigma fy square, because the other terms, 2 times sigma fx, sigma fy cos theta will not come because theta is 90 degrees. Substitute equal to root of sigma fx 20.363 square 363 square plus 101.83 square equal to, actually I am not calculating, I will show the calculator. Okay, show the calculator. I know, because you know the answer. It will come 103 point. It has to come, no other way. 846, I may guarantee Newton. Okay, then we got R. Then further, and alpha x, that is angle, you write here, angle made by resultant force R with the xx as shown in the sketch here equal to tan inverse of, if general case is, see, if you remember, other force into sin theta divided by this force plus other into cos theta. No, here angle is, theta is 90 degrees. Therefore, remember, it is other force. Other means what? When you consider angle with x, first vertical should come. It is sigma fy by sigma fx. Or 1 minute, see here, why that much? See, this is sigma fx. This is sigma fy. Angle. When you want angle here, this angle we want. So what is the angle? See, this tan alpha equal to this side by this side, means sigma fy by sigma fx equal to, anyway, this all will come in the course later, why worry now, equal to tan inverse of 101.83 divided by 20.363. I need not calculate, but I want the answer. You get alpha x equal to, I will calculate now, but I know what value should come. 1 minute. 101 point. I think I calculate somewhere there, not visible properly. 1.83 divided by 20.363 equal to shift tan inverse answer. 87 point. No. 101.83 divided by 20.363 equal to shift tan inverse answer. 78.692 degrees. 78.692 degrees. Okay, over. Now, therefore, conclusion now. See, I will put therefore here. I will remove everything now. See, this all I will remove now. Therefore, resultant force, that is R, with the direction means alpha x, will be as shown. How? See, x axis, y axis, you took this way. Resultant R equal to 103.846 Newton, and this angle That is, you took alpha x equal to 78.692 degrees. Look at this side. This angle alpha x equal to 78.692 degrees. Right here. This is the answer with respect to, right here, this is the answer with respect to direction with respect to xx or yy. But in the question, there is no xx, yy. Now check the answer. See, now I will tell you, check the answer. Therefore, see here, our given force system is here. See, this is 10 Newton. This is how much, little, actually it is not that much inclined. Okay, somewhere here. Okay. This is your 10 Newton as per our new sketch. This is your 100 Newton. It turned because we turned it here, no problem. 100 Newton. This angle is 36 actually, okay. 10 Newton. This angle is 70 degrees. This we took 36.5. This 100. Now, resultant angle came, if that is 36.5, this angle we, how much you got? This is actually 73.5, correct? 73.5 degrees. Angle we got 78.692. Okay. Here. It is more than 73.5. This is how you got resultant. Resultant R. This angle is 78.692 degrees. Therefore, if you ignore xx and yy, suppose you don't consider xx, yy, come to original point O is here, one force of 100 Newton here, 100 Newton here. From 100 Newton to resultant, this angle will be how much? 78.692 minus 73.5 equal to 78.692 minus, some siren is coming there, okay, 5.192 degrees. Or you can tell the resultant goes here. The resultant is here. Resultant R equal to 103.846 Newton. This angle is 5.192 degrees. See there? From the 100 Newton force, 5.192 we got. Then, surely, with respect to 10 Newton, this angle will be, this total is 70 degrees. From 70, you write here, from 70, subtract 5.192, 64.808 degrees. This is slightly tilted here. Now see this result and this result. Of course, bus was going this way, slightly turned down. If you once again turn here, correctly will match. Both are same. See, relative angles. So this is only to get confidence. This portion I am not including in the notes. Just to gain confidence on over. Okay, now closing part. I'll give details about the notes now. And also how to get it. See, sample notes you get in the by clicking the link only. By this time you might have seen it. But for the entire course, how to get the notes, I will write in the board details. Even I told there will be some charges for that one. So I will discuss that one, not discuss too much. I will write on the board and explain. That is, those who want to buy it, how to buy it, or how to make the payment, all details, I will write once again. In the link also I will give it. Okay. Now, the last part regarding notes, how to get the notes. Before I go through, remember, notes will be prepared in such a way that it will become ultimate. Each and everything will be covered systematically. what all classes I take in the course, it will be there in the notes as it is. Maybe with some extra information. Apart from that one, there will be many, many more examples. Some of them with the brief solution, with some hints. Some of them direct question with answer. Because principle is told in the class, will be told in the class and also covered in the notes once. Anything I tell in the class will be there in the notes. And these notes, I will make it such a way that it is a better, I should not use the word better than any textbook. Suppose you go and buy a textbook for all the subjects. Mechanics, strength of materials, structure analysis 1 and 2 are there. Huge books are there. Each book nowadays may cost up to, sometimes it may cost nearly 1,000 rupees, Indian national rupee. Everything is Indian national rupee, I told. I forgot to tell. All are Indian national rupee. Okay. May cost up to that much. And secondly, you have to just imagine how much effort I require. I will tell number of pages. This may come around 1,000. This may come more than around nearly 2,000. Not just filling up the notes, systematic way, everything, every concept explained. This may come almost double of this one. Of course, there, somewhere I will mention which are higher level. I will mention there. This is higher level. Some symbol I will tell you. So, not required for all. Those who are studying for academic purpose, they can skip that one. But those who want a complete knowledge, or if you want write for competitive examination solve. See, competitive examination is usually objective type. But unless you know the basic concept, you can't solve. See, some objective questions. Suppose I go to GATE examination now. If they ask some 20 structural questions, I can solve 20 within 5 minutes. Why? I got guarantee. I don't have to think. But you may not be able to do that one. But it's not that 5 minutes not possible. Maybe 10 minutes, provided you get control. Okay, now further I won't tell how much effort I have to put considering all that one. See, by the time I finish all this one, I'll be fully exhausted. So, I'm expecting some returns for the notes. And I am making very, very reasonable. I will explain briefly because I don't want to talk much about this matter. Engineering mechanics alone will be all Indian national rupee 750. Strength of materials alone will be 1,250. It is almost double, little lesser I made. Structural analysis, remember, determinate, indeterminate, both together. It will be almost double of this one. I made 1750. So, all these three together, those who want to get or buy all the three notes together, the total cost will come 3750. No, I am giving offer. Offer means I am not at business type offer. See, to make you little comfortable, I am making 40% less. So, if you want to buy all the three in a single step, you have to make payment of only 2250. That is 60% of that one, 40% less. So, this is the amount to be paid for all three. Then, suppose maybe some people, they may be in mechanical. They do not want structural analysis, but they want mechanics and SOM. Okay, for them. If they want only engineering mechanics and SOM together, separately you can ask any time later. There is no restriction. This is combined one. You ask for both. See, these two together will become 2,000. I'll give 30% less because smaller amount. 30% less. You have to make only 1,400 payment for engineering mechanics plus strength of materials. Or, see, engineering mechanics plus structures, nobody will ask. See, without strength of materials, it becomes useless. The middle subject is the real foundation. Or, suppose you opt for only one of them. Suppose right now, you want to see how is the notes quality. Then you want to decide, okay, left to your choice. You right now ask for only which one? Engineering mechanics. Then you have to give full. There is no discount for that one, 750. Then you decided, oh, I want other two also. You decide, yes, good notes, very useful. Then remaining two, it is 1250 plus 1750. Later, if you make a single order, it will become 3000. I'll give 35% less, not 40%. Because you decided late. Okay, therefore, see, it becomes these two together, 3000 it becomes 35% less, means 1950. So this is the amount to be paid. I think it is crystal clear now. All three together, instead of 3750, only 2250. Mechanics and SOM, instead of 2000, only 1400. Strength of materials and structures, 3000 becomes 1950. Okay, now, how to make payment? Payment can be made by Phone Pay or Google Pay to this number. Remember, this is my personal number. Don't use this for any communication. This is my mobile number linked to bank account. For education purpose, remember, this is my number for education. For my education purpose, this is my number. Anything you want clarification, etc., you have to either call or send message to this number. WhatsApp message only. Ordinary message nobody sends nowadays. So this is the number linked to the bank account. So either Phone Pay or Google Pay, pay to this number 994570267, or can be directly made to the account. I write an account number here in the name of my name. Then State Bank of India. Karnataka State, India. It is a Katriguppe branch, KATHRIGUPPE, IFSC code, SBI IFSC C means code, SBIN 0040618. Once you make the payment, very important, send the screenshot of the payment to this number. That is in WhatsApp, not by message. In WhatsApp, send to this number 8088603637 +91 for India with your email ID, because notes will be sent in the PDF format to your mail ID. And clearly mention that this is payment for notes with subjects. Reason I will tell. I already put a request for general public earlier that you can make contribution for the channel to help the cause of education. Some people are actually making it now. So if you just make a payment, it is not clear for me. Is it for notes purpose or your contribution for my channel? Therefore, when you are making payment for the notes, clearly mention there. It is payment for the notes with subject. Like you can write notes. Once you write payment for the notes and if it is this number, I can make out it is for all three. You mention all three or split wise. Make a note there and send to this number. Notes will not be sent before the class, because whatever I take in the class will be in the notes. It will be sent in stages. Say at a time around 40-50 pages. It will keep on coming for you. Almost every alternate weeks you will start getting around 50 pages notes. What all I cover in the course, because I never come prepared for the class. And I do not want anybody notes in the hand and then class taken. First of all, not possible. Because why? Because when I take the class, I do not know when I come to the class what is the numerical I am taking. So I will decide here only. Then immediately, by observing the numerical, I will take photos. I will make a notes for that one, and with all extra information and whatever extra problems, everything will be included there. Therefore, you will get in stages. It will keep on coming for you. Maybe every alternate weeks it will come for you. At a time around 40-50 pages. That notes, what you have to do is, you have to go through the class, go through the notes, then still better, everything in the notes you have to write in a fair copy. And wherever homeworks are there or partial solution is there, make full solution. That will become full, that will give you complete grip on the subject and will make you perfect. If somebody does not want the notes, suppose they feel only class is sufficient, okay, no problem, and nothing to tell for that one. It is left to your choice only, no issues. But advantage of notes is that in the class what all I dictate sometimes, it will be transferred to the notes and it will be in correct order. Whatever done in the class will be there with many extra information. That's why your choice. So for full perfection, maybe little amount you have to spend, no doubt. In the present age, I should not tell these are all nothing. If you buy textbooks only, it will cost much more. You see, and therefore, anyway, in the link, in the description, I have given a link there. One link is for a sample of the notes for that law of parallel forces, what I solved, that is transferred their notes. You can go to the notes. How notes is given, you can see there. Then another link is there, which is for this detail once again in a written format. So that you don't have to pause this video or class, I don't call video actually. You can just see the other link I written there. Click both the links to get sample of the notes and also details as how to get the notes for the full course. Okay, now I will conclude now. And now next will be immediately course, means class number 1 of engineering mechanics. Maybe another 3-4 days it will take because I will be out of station for 2 days. As soon as I come back to Bangalore, I will start and the first class will be uploaded. Then every alternate days, weekly 4 days, I will upload class of each at least 1.5 hour or 2 hours. Okay, thank you.